Justice Owinyi-Dolo, you can do much, much better. There is no line now between the general court martial and the civilian court martial. Rather, oh, sorry. There is no clear demarcation now between the general court martial and the civilian court martial.
You are right. You are correct.
Because that is what it is.
It is no distinction. So, Justice Owinyi-Dolo, you took oath to uphold the Constitution, to uphold the rule of law, to uphold the laws of this country. Why witness this kind of transgression and actually you abet it? So rise to the occasion. Let the judiciary stand its ground and say enough is enough to the extension of persecution within your realm. The judiciary is a temple of justice. Where should we run to? Justice Owinyi-Dolo, where should we go to? What is it that Dr. Besigye requires to do which he has not done to get out of jail? What is it that we should do? We have filed all the applications, dismissed. These people say they have evidence and they can't produce it. So we are stuck. And Besigye is rotting away in jail. So we demand that the judiciary should rise to the occasion. Number 4, we are concerned about this cartel or cabal, this cabal of dictators in East Africa here. We are really concerned. There is collusion. Kidnaps are happening in Uganda, kidnaps are happening in Kenya, kidnaps are happening in Tanzania, and they are all acting in concert. There is collusion now. So the East African community right now is a forum that is used to torture us as citizens. And we have every reason to believe that when they sit in the East African community, now their discussion is about persecution of the citizens within the region. It's all about that. Ruto said the father of the region is Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. How can Museveni be the father of the region, honestly speaking? When they should be actually ganging up against him. I don't know how old Ruto was when Museveni came to power. So, Ruto is persecuting the Kenyans. Right now, we even fear to go to Kenya. The other day when our colleagues, Agatha, Twairo, and others attempted to get to Tanzania, they were subjected to dehumanization, as you all know. Martha Karua and others who crossed from Kenya, it was the same treatment. The Kenyans come here to participate in, as brothers and sisters in our activities here. They are hounded, they are kept in a fridge and subsequently dumped at the border point. The violations are ongoing, unabated, left, right, center. So we must decisively deal with this cartel of leaders, this cabal of East African leaders who are orchestrating this kind of heinous crimes against humanity. What they are doing, they are committing crimes against humanity. So for us as the party leaders here, we are in touch with the colleagues in Kenya, the Martha Karuas and the colleagues. We have the team in Tanzania of Tindi Rus and others, and a couple of others to do our effort. We ask all the colleagues to join us in this cause, so that as members of Jumuiya, we decisively deal with this blatant violation of our rights. And even the treaty we signed, the East African treaty, the East African Community Treaty, that treaty, it talks about common values. And respect to rule of law is one of the key values which bind us, which bind us together. So we are bound together by those values of rule of law, democracy, of respect to human rights and what not persecution. Now East African community is bound together by persecution, the issues of persecution, not those values. It is in the same vein as one of the last demands we are making. It is in the same vein that we are making a call to the ICC. You know, when genocide happened in Rwanda, the international community came out to pour out their hearts and emotions and regretted why they never intervened in time. Right now, there appears to be conspiracy everywhere internationally. ICC is supposed to move on its own volition under the Rome Statute of 1998. For the record, ICC is not just like any other ordinary court where you have to file petitions there. You can only help them to gather evidence, but it's a court of international record which is supposed to act on its own volition where there are crimes against humanity committed, like a genocide, like torture, abductions or kidnaps, enforced disappearances. Look at Article 5 of the Rome Statute. All these are crimes against humanity. So if we may ask, ICC, where are you when the entire region is being brutalized by this cartel? Where are you? This conspiracy of silence, they tried at one time against Ruto and others, but now they seem to have backed off. So ICC should put their act together and deal with this matter. Then, finally, we need to ask our colleagues within the various disciplines, the lawyers in particular, Uganda Law Society. When you look at the Uganda Law Society Act, that body, professional body, is a vanguard of rule of law and constitutionalism. Yes, we appreciate some of the interventions so far made. And we also recognize the fact that law society is also wallowing under a lot of problems now that our head, the head of the profession, the president, is also fugitive. He's in exile. Isaac Asemakad, he's in exile. But those of you around who are holding fort, please, this is a public interest matter. It's not a matter for us only, members of PFF, that we have to ask even our dear sister Martha Karua to come and others. The law society needs to join. You can come in. There is in law what we call amicus curiae. Amicus curiae is a friend of court. So where there are these transgressions, violations, the law society should come in at least as an amicus curiae, a friend of court, and join these matters. They fight alongside with the legal activists. So we ask Uganda Law Society, let's rise to the occasion, take the bull by the horn, and fight this kind of impunity. It's the role and the duty of Uganda Law Society to join us in this struggle for God and